Hello everyone, hope all is well and welcome back. So in today's video, I wanted to do a Valentine's Day look. I want it to be a little bit more on the bold side as well as the smoky side. And I want to use rust and peach shades as well as a little bit of red in there instead of the classic pink and red. So we'll see how that turns out. I would also love to know what kind of videos you'd like to see from me in the next couple of weeks. Maybe you guys would like to see a softer date night look or something along those lines. But before we get into today's video, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It would mean so much to me, and let's get to it. So I already have some moisturizer as well as my SPF down. The moisturizer I've been liking to use under makeup has been this Ultra Repair Cream from First Aid Beauty. I use this one at nighttime as well, but I've been using it during the day and it just feels so nice under makeup. It's not too like slippy or anything, it just hydrates your skin nicely. And I'm still using the same SPF, and my favorite one is the Ren Clean Screen Mineral SPF 30. So that's what I have on my face right now, and I did apply those products a few hours ago, so they've really sunken in there. So I think I'm gonna add a touch more moisture just in case, and I'm going to be going in with the Bite Beauty Changemaker Skin Optimizing Primer, the normal to dry skin one. I've been loving this one very, very much. So I take about that much and I just spread that all over. This one, I don't really see a difference in like the longevity of my makeup. It really just helps me add a little bit more extra moisture underneath, which I do really love. And for my foundation, I'm going to be using the Changemaker foundation, and I'm using the shade L25. This one is slowly working its way up to my #1 favorite foundation. Cannot believe I'm saying that against my beloved Guerlain L'Essentiel. We'll see. My mind's not made up yet, but I cannot stop using this foundation. It's so good. So I take about that much on the back of my hand, and I'm going to be blending out with this Artiste brush. This is the Oval 7. This brush is nice too because it's not like completely oval. It still has like a little bit of an edge to it, so you can really get into all the details of your face, which is really nice. And now I'm just gonna take my ColourPop sponge and just press over everything. I feel like this step always makes my foundation look a lot more skin-like as well. So that's why I do this every time after I use a brush. So I had an unexpected friend come over and he's overstaying his welcome. So I'm just going to cover it up with a little bit of the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer. Just gonna let it kind of dry down a bit. I think I need a different shade. I think I grabbed the wrong shade. This one's looking a little bit yellow. And for my under eye concealer, I'm gonna be using the Milk Makeup Flex Concealer. And I'm first gonna go in with the shade Light. I think I might have to add a little bit of the shade Fair, just because I'm kind of in between these two shades, and these are the only two I have. And I'm gonna blend that out with my sponge. I'm now going to do my brows. Let me know if you guys want to see my brow routine in more videos. I don't know if you guys care about this. I haven't switched up my brow routine in a really long time. These are the 3 products I use. I use the ABH Brow Wiz in the shade Granite, the Glossier Brow Flick in the shade Black, and the M Cosmetics Brow Cream in the shade Ebony. So I'll be right back. Okay, brows on, and I'm gonna move on to bronzer now, and I'm really excited because I have this new brand here I've been really excited to try out. It's by Vesca Beauty. I tried this yesterday and I absolutely loved it. I used the shade Santorini, but this has got to be like the best bronzer launch I have witnessed personally. They came out with 7 shades and they all have really amazing undertones. Here is the darkest shade they offer. So beautiful. And here is the lightest shade they offer. So such a good range. I am so proud of them for doing that. So the shade I'm using is Kissed by Santorini, and it's a soft matte. It has like a natural finish to it. It's so beautiful. So I'm going to be blending it out with the Nabla Cheek Shaper. It's such a nice buildable formula as well. It's not patchy at all. Oh, do we have a visitor? Hi, Tino. Oh, we have two visitors, a doggy and a kitty. All the pets are in my room now. Look at all of them. It's almost Valentino's birthday. I should show him off. He was born around Valentine's Day. He's a little bit of a chunky boy, but he has a heart in his fur. He's a heart. He kind of reminds me of a cat version of Ron Swanson sometimes. He's the biggest love bug. He holds your hand. He'll always want to be cuddling you. He's amazing. But anyways, where was I? So far, I'm really excited about this brand. I'm really excited to see where they take their brand from here, since they started off with such a good launch. I thought it would be fitting to dip into the Natasha Denona Love Glow palette again. I have tried this 3 or 4 times already, and I haven't been super impressed by it yet, but I did watch Natasha Denona's tutorial on her Instagram today, and I'm gonna try out her techniques rather than mine, because usually with my blush application, I like to put it in this area here and kind of bring it back. But she applies these products right on the cheekbone, so it's kind of like that really high cheek look. So I'm gonna try that out today. I'm gonna be using my sponge, and I'm gonna first dip into this shade right here, the Glow Cream Base. This one right here. And she pretty much places it where she would put highlight. So I'm gonna do that too. We'll see how it turns out. It looked stunning on the model she demonstrated it on. And I love trying out new techniques. It freshens everything up, and who knows, maybe I'll love this technique. We'll see. So she puts the cream base down, which is beautiful. It does have like a nice glow. Charlie, she doesn't want to be in here anymore. I'm not giving her enough attention, obviously. Look at her. She's pouting over there. Then she takes a big brush, and then she dipped into the Super Glow shade right here, and she just applied it like this. I think I went in with too much. And then she twirled it on just to really bring out those pearls and like kind of polish them, make them look a lot more smooth. So I'm just doing giant circular motions. I'm already liking this a lot more than I did originally. And then she took her finger with the Glow Impact Powder, which is one of my favorite highlighting formulas of all time. The one in the tan palette is so good. I use it all the time. And she used this with her finger, and she placed it on the highest points of the cheekbone for like a very intense look. And then I'm just gonna take this brush again just to kind of bring that back down to earth a little bit. I went a little bit too ham. And then I'm gonna take that on my Nabla highlighting brush and just bring it down the bridge of my nose. I'm just taking the Glow Impact Powder. That is so intense. Bam, bam, bam. I like the blush look a lot more than the previous times I've tried this out, but I don't know if it's my favorite still. Like, I like it because it's different, but I don't know about it. We'll see. But now I guess we're gonna move on to the eyes. And today I pulled out the Jackie Aina palette because I thought it had some really nice red tones. I really am eyeing this one as well as these rustier shades. I think this one, and maybe the dark brown as well. And then I also pulled this eye doll from Pat McGrath. This is my favorite matte one that she came out in that collection, and this is Burnished Honey. So here's the eye look I created. Look, I have a little live audience today. And to get a really nice blend, I'm just letting the top bristles of this brush do all the work. I'm not adding any pressure at all. And I'm doing like little circles and back and forward motions so it gets nicely blended. And then I'm gonna take a smaller brush. This is an Anastasia A25. And I'm going to take that shade again and just kind of build that up a little bit closer into the crease, just for some depth. And then I wiped off this Anastasia brush and I went in with Supreme, which is the pink. And I added this just because I wanted to tie in the blush we have going on. I didn't think it looked cohesive enough, so I just added a little bit just to tie it all together, and I feel like it did. And I feel like that adds the world of difference, even though it's very, very subtle. And then I took this small brush. This is a blank canvas E10 brush, and I went into the Pat McGrath shade. I started building it up a little bit more on the outer portion right here, just to begin with, and kind of bring it a little bit further into the crease. I just focused on blending that, and that's all I added as of right now, because I'm going to go into my deepest shade, which is Credit. And I'm going to pack that on the outer corner because this is where it's going to be the deepest and smokiest. And I also created the angle with that shade as well. So I just took it on the lower lash line and kind of flicked it up from there to get my most flattering, more cat eye shape. And then I'm going to take that brush once again and kind of blend the Pat McGrath shade with that Edges shade, and it should do the trick. And then I'm just going to pick up some more of the Pat McGrath shade and bring that all the way into the inner corner on the lower lash line. And I also diffused that right along the brown. And then I'm going to take a random black shade. I depotted this from some kind of eyeshadow palette. I don't remember which one. Depotted it because I really liked the formula. So I'm going to take a little bit of black and just kind of really amp up the depth. And I'm gonna add my favorite shade out of this whole look, Wigglies, which is the beautiful, beautiful red shade from the Jackie Aina palette. I cannot believe this palette is limited edition. I think it's the best one that Anastasia has ever released. Jackie Aina did such an amazing job. Like, this palette is so versatile. You can create so many different looks out of it. I think it's one of the most creative palettes I own. I'm now taking the Smith 253 brush and I'm going to be dampening it just so that we get the most color payoff. And I'm just going to kind of scatter this shimmer around the edges so we don't have this harshness anymore. And then the final step is to add the inner corner highlight, and I'm going to be using this Impact Glow Powder from the Natasha Denona Face palette, and I'm going to be dampening my tiny pencil brush just for more precision, so it's super intense. And I'm also going to be using this as my brow bone as well. And there we go. The eye's all finished. I'm just going to quickly add some mascara. So here are the eyes all finished with just mascara. The mascara I used is the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara for the top lashes and the Glossier Lash Slick for the bottom. And I am going to be adding some lashes just because I want some extra drama. And the ones I'm going to be using are from Velour. They are the Luxe Faux Make lashes in the style Flawless. So I'm just going to go quickly apply them and I'll show you the finished final look. And here are the eyes all finished. I actually really don't like these lashes with this look, but they're on now, so I'm gonna stick with it. But now let's move on to the lips. So I'm first gonna line my lips with the MAC lip pencil in the shade Strip Down. I've been loving overlining my lips slightly, just to give a little bit more juice, I don't know. I'm gonna try to do the lip pairing I did yesterday. I loved it so much. I'm gonna use this MAC lipstick in the shade Sugar Sweet Cameo. It's like a nice peachy one. I'm just gonna stamp that on. MAC has the best smelling lipsticks of all time. I don't know if it's just because it's so nostalgic. And I'm just gonna blend that all together with my finger. And then finally I'm gonna add the lip gloss from MAC as well in the shade Painted Lady. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of this and I'm gonna pat over everything again. Okay, I am so happy about this look. This is probably one of my favorite looks I've done in a while. I really, really love how this turned out. I really love the blush placement, especially with this eye look. I feel like it just blends it all together. I don't know, I really like it. What do you guys think? But here's the final look. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a like. It would help me out so much. I'll make sure to list all the products I used in the description down below as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!